member for Carleton.
For the Finance Minister, today in the Finance Committee, government officials admitted they have modeled the cost of the carbon tax to Canadian families.
There you go.
But then when I asked if they would just share those calculations with the committee and with the people who will have to pay those taxes, the official said he cannot do that at this time. So what the government wants is for Canadians to write a blank check wherein the amounts will be written after that check is in the hands of the government. Why won't the Finance Minister end his carbon tax cover-up and tell us what this tax would cost Canadians?
Honourable Minister of Environment.
That the member opposite didn't read the report that was released yesterday. Clear evidence that what? Putting a price on pollution works. And it also, you can do that while growing a clean economy. We make decisions based on evidence. But I've got a question for the member opposite. What would his party do to tackle climate change? Do they even believe it's real? Because they have no plan.
Hear, hear.
Order. The honourable member for Carleton.
Well, Mr. Speaker, it's disappointing that the Finance Minister is still in hiding and can't answer questions about his own budget. But we'll find out if there's anyone over there who can answer this question. Today, gas prices in Vancouver have reached a record $1.60. Consumers are suffering. Families are paying more, and it's going to get a lot worse under this proposed Liberal carbon tax. The government knows how much this tax will cost families. Why won't they tell Canadians how much will it cost the average family?
The Minister of Environment.
Mr. Speaker, I wish the member opposite wouldn't mislead people from British Columbia. If he understood economics, he'd understand why the price is higher for gas in BC. It actually has to do with the supply and demand issue. It has to do with exchange rates. We understand that polluting is not free. There is a real cost on Canadians, and I wish he could tell all the kids that are watching Question Period right now what he would do to ensure a more sustainable future for them.
Member for Carleton.
Well, Mr. Speaker, it might be a lot more sustainable if they would let us, as Canadians, build a pipeline to bring our own petroleum to its market. But back to the matter at hand, there is no question that this carbon tax will raise the price of gasoline. The minister's own document says that it will go up by at least 11 cents, and that's if you believe their numbers. They also know how much this tax will cost the average Canadian family, but nobody will answer over there. Why won't they end this cover-up and tell us how much this tax will cost?
Honourable Minister of Environment.
Speaker, I'm happy after Question Period to hand over our analysis that shows that carbon pricing works, that you can do it while growing the economy. 80% of Canadians live in a province, Ontario, British Columbia, Alberta, and Quebec, where there's a price on pollution. And guess what? Their economies were the fastest growing in the country. Once again, I asked the member opposite, what are you going to do? Under 10 years of the Harper government, you did nothing.
Order. I remind the Honourable Minister of Environment to direct her comments to the Chair. When we say you in here, we're talking about the Speaker, of course. The Honourable Member for Carleton.
Mr. Speaker, the Environment Minister can't answer the question about how much this tax will cost Canadians. The Finance Minister won't answer the question about how much this will cost Canadians. The Prime Minister was unable to answer the question. So I'm trying to figure out which of these ministers has the answer. Why don't we just ask them all? How much? How much? How much? How much? How much? How much? How much will this carbon tax cost Canadians?
The Honourable Minister of Environment.
I have a question.
Order.
What's your climate plan? What's your climate plan? What's your climate plan? What's your climate plan?
The honourable member for Carleton.
Well, she should know because she actually followed the Conservative targets on climate change. Saw greenhouse gases go down at the same time as taxes went down under the previous Conservative government. We saved people money while protecting the economy. Now, will they finally answer the question, how much will a Canadian family have to pay for this new Liberal carbon tax?
Honourable Minister of Environment.
Mr. Speaker, I wish that the party opposite would understand the costs of climate change right now. One of the hardest calls I ever had to do was to a rancher in Alberta, whose whole ranch burned down because of forest fires. There are people that are suffering from floods across the country. The Arctic is literally thawing, and they think it's a joke.
Order. I have no trouble hearing the question. We also need to hear the answer. Order. I'd ask my members for Kitchener-Conestoga and others, not to speak until it's their turn to speak. The Honourable Minister of Environment has the floor. Order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. There's a real cost of climate change right now, and Canadians across the country are feeling it. That we have people that are fearing the impacts of forest fires, of floods, of droughts. The Arctic is literally melting, but they think it's a joke. No, we are taking serious action on climate change. We have a plan, and we have a target, and we're going to meet it.
Member for Carleton.
Actually, they just released a document yesterday saying they won't meet their plan. They say they won't meet their target. They'll come about 90 million tons short of meeting their target, and that's with their carbon tax. She said she spoke to a rancher in Alberta. Did she tell that rancher how much this carbon tax would cost him and his family?
Minister of Environment.
How I can make it more clear. Maybe the member opposite could go call the insurance companies, because insurance companies tell me every day the huge payouts that they're having to pay because of the cost of climate change. Let me also talk about the opportunity, the $23 trillion opportunity, as Mark Carney, the governor of Bank of England, has called it, of clean growth. This party doesn't understand that we need to protect our environment and grow in our economy. We're going to do both. They will do neither.
Honorable député de Boulogne.